So beginning tonight, Feature Fridays from this point forward are all about the Altair, the Meridian, and the Destiny, because the Destiny and the Altair share a lot of features. The only feature they don't share is the built-in camera. The Destiny has a built-in camera, the Altair doesn't, but the screens and everything really look very similar between both machines. Let me take my glasses off for just a moment. Move my mouse up here. So, that's announcement number one. Beginning next Thursday evening is Solaris Thursdays. So it will be a dedicated Solaris night. It used to be Solaris Sundays, but I decided when I canceled that I needed one day off of rest. And that's why I chose that. Monday is really my day off because our shop we are closed on Mondays, and that is a day that I try not to do anything. That doesn't always work out that way, but oh, you're welcome, Karen. So, that being said, now I'm going to make changes to the event schedule for our group, and that'll all be reflected there. Then every noon on Thursday is Sashiko. It's Sashiko and Solaris Thursdays. We'll do the Sashiko at noon, and then on Fridays at noon is the Regent, which I did today, and on Friday nights is Altair, Meridian, and Destiny night. Ooh, and always, as always, Thursday nights are Surger nights. That is our Triumph Tuesday night. So, that's the new announcements for the schedule. Oh, thank you, Pat. I was really putting a lot of hours, 7 days a week for several months, and it caught up to me, and I had to make a cutback temporarily on doing my Solaris days. But they're back, and we're going to have fun on all the days. Even if you don't own a Solaris, you might find some of that content very interesting, okay? And just as if you do own a Solaris, you'll find useful information tonight. So tonight for Feature Friday, by the way, welcome to Feature Friday, woohoo. We are here. I'm sitting in front of my beautiful Altair. And to you Meridian and Destiny owners, just so you know, I do not personally have a Meridian or a Destiny in my studio. At least not yet. And as soon as I can get one, I'll be able to do more specifically for those machines. But just so you all know, the Meridian and the Altair are identical machines except for one thing. The Altair sews. The Meridian doesn't. It's embroidery only. They are sister machines. So everything embroidery and IQ wise I teach on the Altair 100% applies to the Meridian. That being said, the IQ screens on the Altair are almost identical to the Destiny screens. And I do have a Destiny simulator, so I can totally help people with Destiny 2s out with questions about that machine. I'm hoping to pick up a Destiny 2 in the near future, sometime this year. Okay. And I'm also going to add some more Surgers to the Surger night. It's just that right now I will get my Euphoria, I was told, in August. And then I will be able to add Euphoria, blah, 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 blah. I'll be able to add Euphoria demos to Triumph Tuesdays. And I'm also going to get the Vibrant, which is just the regular 4-thread serger without air threading and all that fun stuff. So anyway, all that being said, tonight I actually begun it today on the Regent. Now the Regent, I'm doing a multi-week ruler work series on the Regent. And I had a question today, well, can you do that on the Altair, Solaris? Yes, any domestic machine that you can purchase a ruler work foot for, you can do ruler work. One of the most important things you have to do ruler work is to have this thing right here. This is an extension table. If your machine is not in a cabinet, you have to have a large flat area to successfully do ruler work. But I'm going to show you how to set up your machine for ruler work tonight. I do have an upcoming workshop just on ruler work. So I'm just going to show you how I set up my Altair, and it'd be the same on the Destiny or the Solaris to get that accomplished. So the first thing we have, I'm going to swap my camera over to my other view. There we go. Now let's just move my little mouse away, and I'm going to move my keyboard. I don't want to accidentally hit a button and everything go haywire. Believe me, I have done it before. But one of the most important things you have to have first is an extension table. This is the Baby Lock extension table. So Steady also makes extension tables. And I have a So Steady table for the Altair as well. But I find myself using this one for the Altair more than any of the other one, for whatever reason. I don't know. The So Steady is a great table and it's clear. I like the ones that Baby Lock makes because you get storage underneath the table for your knee lift. It locks in place underneath this, and it stores your knee lift in a very out of the way place. Yes, Mindy, you can do it on your crescendo as well. So that's why I personally prefer, and it's just a matter of personal preference when it comes to an extension table. I prefer a solid colored table. It matches the bed of your machine, and the clear tables just kind of throw my eye off a little bit, if that makes sense. And so my personal preference, once again, is the Baby Lock extension tables. These only come in one size. With the So Steady tables, you can get much larger ones than this. So that being said, and Mindy, I know your crescendo, it came with an extension table. I used to own a crescendo. I love my crescendo. Okay, so the next thing you need after the extension table is this. This is the Baby Lock ruler work foot, right there. And it's a special foot to be able to use rulers. Use the same rulers as you do on a long arm quilting machine. They're 1/4 inch thick. Check this one out. That is a Baby Lock. There you can see the name of it. There we go. This is a beautiful Baby Lock ruler, 1/4 inch thick. And the reason you have to have a special foot, now I'm going to pull out that foot before I install it. And with a ruler work foot, check this out. There you go. That'll work. Yes. So it's the height in between my fingers. It's extra high so that ruler, when you're quilting, will not slip up over the top of it or underneath it. And if the needle hits this, there's a good chance it can throw the timing off on your machine. Then you have a repair bill. So please, please, please do not try to do this with just any ruler and without having the absolute proper foot for it, because you can damage your machine if you do otherwise. Okay, so the item number for the Baby Lock open-toed ruler foot, and I'm going to type that into the comments section. Oh, B, the Symphony was a great machine. I used to own one of those too. I love that machine. It was awesome. Okay, so it is BLHOTRF. Okay, that is the item number for the Baby Lock ruler work foot. It will fit all of the high shank Baby Lock machines. Notice it says high shank on it. Oops. Right there. Wait a minute. I saw what was throwing me off. There we go. So, high shank. The Altair, Destiny, Elissimo, Solaris, Crescendo, Aria, that whole group of machines are high shank machines. Okay, just so you know that. They are high shank machines. Okay, and what a high shank means as opposed to a low shank machine, when you take off your foot, okay, and lower it, if I had a low shank adapter on here, there'd be 1/2 inch of space in between the bottom of the foot and the actual bottom of the bed of the machine. So, high shank machine, these machines. Okay, so to install it, to install this machine, we're going to pull out our handy dandy 3-in-1 multi-use tool. Love this thing. And you have to remove the shank. Let's see, move this camera here. There we go. Here we go. We have to remove this shank right here. It's what the feet snap onto off of the machine. Press your foot up, loosen the screw, turn it away from you to loosen it. There we go. And you have to take the screw all the way out to attach this foot. Okay. There we go. Because, check out the side of that foot. It has a slot in it. And on the part that goes around the shank, that has a groove in it. See that? So it will fit right onto the shank of that machine. And yes, you can take the needle off first, but I usually don't do that like you're supposed to. That's just me. Totally recommend taking that foot off. And then you're going to get that screw started back in. You know, I really envy those of you that have smaller fingers and smaller hands, because this is always my struggle point. Okay. There we go. And right there. Then slowly, once you get it lined up, turn the screw towards you. There it is, right there. It also makes it interesting when you have a little bit of arthritis in your hand. There we go. Okay. So, what you want to do, I'm just going to let it stay in its longest. I'm not going to fully tighten it yet, because I'm going to have it loose so it'll still slide, and I'm going to lower my presser foot. Once it's lowered down, because this will be the position it's in when you're quilting, I'm going to raise it up, about an eighth of an inch. And then I'm going to finger tighten it, and then we'll do another adjustment here in a moment. Okay, so that's done. I have my bobbin in, I have my needle in. I'm going to set these down. I'm going to grab my quilt I was working on earlier. I'm going to feed most of it to the back because of the cameras and everything. And And then I'm going to get it underneath the presser foot. Okay. Now I don't have my koala chair over here. I'm sitting way too low to really do this, but I'm just going to do a quick demo on the sewing part of it, so you'll get the idea. So now that I have a quilt sandwich under there, I'm going to lower the foot. And the idea is you want to be able to move that foot without it hanging up. Okay, it's got pretty good movement. So now I'm just going to pull out some excess thread, and I'm going to quilt this one strip right here. Okay, this pink one right here. Let me raise this one camera back up, bring it closer, and point it down. There we go. There we go. Okay. So this is the strip right here that I'm going to quilt. So when I decided where I'm going to start at, I'm going to lower my needle, because what I'm going to do first is bring up the bobbin thread so that there are no thread nests on the bottom of my quilt. Okay, now I see that bobbin thread there. Now it's beneficial when you're using the ruler work foot to actually have a pair of tweezers handy, because and especially for someone like me with big fingers, then I can just grab that bobbin thread and pull it right up. It just makes it easier for me. That's just how I do it. Other people don't do that, don't need to. The great thing about this foot, there's a slot right in the front of it. Here. There is a slot right here where you can pass those threads right through. Okay. Right there. And for the other camera, right there. There's that slot. Makes it easy to get that thread through. Okay. So next, we are ready to do some ruler work. So I used a ruler to quilt in the ditch on this one. This entire quilt has been quilted in the ditch, and I used the ruler foot for that. So if I was actually going to start quilting in the ditch, I would put my ruler down with the edge of it right up against the foot. Let's see here, right against the foot. And then I can visually see it's an equal distance, because this foot, the needle to the outside edge of the foot is exactly 1/4 of an inch. Okay? So, I am now ready to start quilting. I'm going to let it go. The next thing we have to do, though, I almost forgot. We got to drop the feed dogs. Now, on our baby lock machines, right up here, oops, there we go. Right up here, I have the Q1 stitch selected. That's a middle straight stitch. So whether you're in menu 1 or menu Q, you have to have a stitch that's right in the middle position. And then the little icon right up here, it has the open-toed foot and a dotted line. That is for free motion quilting. You want to touch that, and it drops your feed dogs. And then you're ready to go. So next, I am going to press on my presser foot, and I'm going to run it at a faster speed. And when I get to that seam line, I'm just going to stop. Excuse me. So the great thing about doing ruler work, you don't have to rotate your quilt. You just move the ruler. So next, I'm going to come right along this seam line, then come right back up the side of it. And I cannot even see where I'm at because I'm not sitting up high enough, but I'm just going to try it. Now I will tell you this, everybody, it is better to have your machine running faster than slower. If you go slow, you will more than likely will skip a stitch, or you could also actually break a needle. So set your speed control to the middle position and floor it all the way down. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now I'm just going to gently come right up here on this edge. And now all I have to do is come right across the top, and I would have that stitched in the ditch. But by keeping a consistent speed on your machine, that's how you will get consistent size stitches with any type of free motion. And that's all there is to it. Now to tie that off, all I would do, I would raise my needle, okay, and then I am going to drag my quilt to the side, grab that thread, this is the upper thread, oops, get my fingers in the right place, and then I'm just going to bring it back, back towards the way I pulled it out, holding onto that thread, and I'm going to go down and up, needle down, needle up, pull it out again, it will pull up the bobbin thread, and then you cut it right next to the quilt. Little thread scissors for this, right here. Then you're just going to snip it all right up next to the quilt. And that's all there is to it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I missed that thread. There we go. And that's all there is to ruler work. Now there's a lot more to it than that, but in the simplest terms, because quilting a quilt in the ditch is the best practice you can do when you're first starting to do ruler work, because you can really get the mechanics of it down and have a lot of practice that way. So I'm going to go back to the other camera. Okay, and now I'm going to go back and read comments, and I will answer questions. Patty, I will check into that. I will make a phone call Monday and check into that. Okay? I don't know if the Altair and the Destiny are almost the same size, so I will check into that for you. Marilyn, what is echo? ECO. So tell me what you're referring to there. I don't see echo anywhere on mine. Hi, Wanda. Hi, Bill. Welcome. Oh, absolutely, Patty. I'm not going to tell you the Altair extension table will fit it, but I will research that for you and see if by chance that would, because I think, I'm not going to say anything, I'm not going to speculate, I will check into that on Monday for you and get you an answer as soon as I get it. But I love the Baby Lock extension tables, so it's really awesome. As you can see, there's just tons of room up here. It's great to piece with whether you're using just a regular 1/4 inch piecing foot or the digital dual feed. It's awesome. No, I don't think the Meridian. Are you talking about a power saving mode maybe? Is the only thing that can come to my mind about that. So let me swap my camera back and we'll explore something. So there we go. Okay, so here on our screen, if we go up to the settings menu and let's go over to, you're probably talking about this right here. It's on page 5 and it says echo mode. Well, what that does is that puts your machine to sleep if you leave it on and walk away from it. I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about. So 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. It goes all the way up to 2 hours, and I've never had it on. So that's what the echo mode is. It's basically, it puts your machine to sleep without completely powering it off. Just like on your computer, if you have it set so your hard drive or monitor goes to sleep after 10 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever, that's what that is. Patty, what I'm using tonight are baby lock rulers. They have 3 different sets of them. They are awesome, high quality. This is what I was using tonight, the straight edge ruler. And today on the Regent, I was using the S-curve ruler, which is this. It has an insert that comes out, so with that one you actually get 2 different pieces. Okay. Oh, now, Ernestine, now I know what you're talking about. You're talking about echo, such as an echo quilting. So I know the Solaris has a feature for echo quilting. No, so this is echo mode, but you're talking about echo quilting. The ECO threw me off. Echo is ECHO. So if we go into let's see, if we go into IQ, let's just find out real quick. Oh, fudge. I think I just put it in echo mode. Oh well, it's okay. So we're going to go into IQ. And let me think here for a quick second. I don't believe on the Altair or the Meridian you can do the echo mode. So I'm just going to pull something up here real quick. Doesn't matter what. Nope. And let's see here. Let's go into IQ. I'm going to pick a pattern of anything. Okay. And then if you did have echo mode when you're in IQ, it would be in the region fill, which is this little icon. And as you can see, all you have are satin stitch, stipple setting, and our decorative fills. There is no echo mode for the decorative fills. So the answer to your question is no. You cannot do echo stitching, programmed echo stitching, I should say, on the Altair. However, you could free motion it if you chose to. Okay, I hope that helped. Now on the Solaris, they do have an echo quilting mode on that machine, but none of the others have it, just on that one. Okay. And Patty, I do use other rulers also, and I'll explore those in a future class. Oh, you're welcome, Ernestine. I mean, I love the baby lock ones for my long arm quilting. The other brand that I really like and only because I think she is awesome, is Angela Walter's line of quilting rulers by Creative Grids. I have the whole set of those. And I'm going to grab a couple of them. I think I have quite a few of them. But what I'm talking about, let me grab, not sure even where all of them are because everything's getting moved around. But I'll show you what I like about these. These can also be used on the long arm. Oh, why can't you use baby lock rulers on a FOF? It just has the name printed on in Maryland. And I'm not saying anything about FOF because I used to own FOFs. So, but Angela Walter's line of rulers, this is one of them. It's called Taj. Pretty cool. And what I like about these specifically for domestic machine quilting, they're small and you really fit over them well. On the bottom side that touches the quilt, it has a rough, these little kind of frosted areas are like sandpaper. So you don't have to add dots or anything to them to get them to grip the quilt sandwich. I really do like all I have are baby lock rulers and these right here. Okay, check that one out. There's one. This one is called Shorty. She has a couple of new ones out I haven't gotten yet. This one is called Slim. See? And this one, she names all of hers. I love the name of this one. This one is Elvira. And I will actually have these coming into the shop very shortly. This one is called Squiggy. I have them on order, they just haven't shipped yet. This one is called Archie. This is a cool one. This one is called Chevy. Think chevrons. And I have some more, but they're in another box that I haven't unpacked into the new studio space yet. But yeah, those are the two that I use. And I love that baby locks rulers are totally different shapes than what these are. But if you just get the 3 different sets of baby lock rulers and all of these, you have all the rulers you would need to do ruler work. Okay? There's some great Westerly rulers as well, but these are the ones that I use the most. Okay. Okay, Cindy, I'm reading your comment. Can you use the outline on the sewing side of the Altair to do an echo with IQ? That's a wonderful idea, and let me think about it for a minute. Because, you know, an echo, when you do echo quilting, you're echoing around a shape on a quilt block. That's what echoing is. So, that being said, let's just go back over here, and back over here, and here. I'm thinking. So, what Cindy is recommending, I'm just going to pull up something, it doesn't matter what. We'll do that Wedgwood looking, cool looking doodad there. So what Cindy's referring to, once you get into Embroidery Edit and you click on Edit, there's this little outline shape right here. If you touch that, but Cindy, what this does, it does not, hold on, I see what you're saying now. So I'm going to increase the distance. Let's see how much we can put that distance out. I'm just going to hold it down until it stops. We're at 0.08. There's 1/10 of an inch. Okay, so the furthest spacing you could get trying to do it this way would be 0.2 inches, which would be 1/5 of an inch. So I'm going to save that to memory. Okay, so what that does, it doesn't create stitches, that just created a shape. Let's click on OK, and now we're going to add to this. So we're going to go and touch the Add button, and we're going to go into IQ, and we're going to go to the Stamps and Pattern icon, the little circle and the square. And then that little flower right there, the fourth icon over, that's your outline. You can see it right there. Touch that, and OK. And now I do have an outline like that on there. However, that is not a stitch, it's just an outline to add a fill around. So, let's see. Let's touch next. It won't let me go to next because there's nothing on the screen that I can transport out. Let's see if we can add a stitch this way. And I'm going to change the color so it can be seen if the color changes. And then I'm just going to click right on that outline. It did change the color. All right. I'd never tried to do this with the Echo quilting. So now we'll do next and preview and OK and set and OK. So now I have that going around that shape. So that would be a different way to do echo quilting with. So then you would want to duplicate that. Okay. And then we're going to move it to center. And then we're going to size the second one to make it bigger. So it only went up, that was as far as it would go, because that'll kind of keep it the same. So there, I have an echo now. So click on OK. And then we're going to do that again. I'm going to click on size, center it, and increase that. Oops, wrong way, Richard. I'm going to increase the size of it. Oop, but that's as far as it would go. So I'm going to click on OK, and I'm going to undo that last one. There we go. So what I'm going to do is select. Okay, I just selected the biggest one, the last one. Now let's copy it and paste it. And size. It won't let it go any further. Let me check one thing about my hoop size. That could be why. So I'm going to put this up to my largest hoop. Then let's see if it'll let size it anymore. And no, it won't. However, if I go and hit the density calculated resize, okay, and then go up, it should allow me to make it a lot larger. So this would be one way you could do echo quilting on the Altair. Pretty cool, right? So Cindy Gatewood, you get the golden pupil star of the day for that suggestion. You're so awesome. But that would be a way that you could do echo quilting on the Altair. Is there an attachment for a short shank for a short shank to adapt to a high shank foot. There should have been one that came, wait a minute. No, there is no way to do that, Ernestine, simply because a short shank is longer than the high shank, so there's no way to shorten that up. So the answer would be no to that. However, they do make ruler feet that are specifically made for short shank machines. And I know that Westerly does have one for short shank machines. So Ernestine, you'd have to add each echo stitch separately from each other by copying and pasting and then resizing it. Yes. Great questions. Oh, I love it when I get good questions like that. So right now I could add another one. So let's go back to edit and copy and size and center. And there's another one. Let's see how many we can get in that 9.5 by 14 inch hoop. So let's do it again. Come back over here, copy, size, center, and that is the last one. So it finishes out at 13 by 9.38 of an inch, 9.38 inches. So that is one workaround that you could do to do echo quilting. For instance, if we did something that was in a non-traditional, a different shape than just this melon shape, let's just check that out real quick. We will go back here and we are going to delete everything. I want it all deleted though. Oh, come here you. I'm going to select all of them. There we go. Now okay. Now delete. Okay. Now let's pick out something that has a little bit of a different shape to it. The only thing it's not going to do is fill in the corners of anything. So if you understand what I'm saying with that, that's something you'll just have to play with. But now we are going to use, so when you first start, you have your center, the center of whatever you're going to echo around on your screen. Click this little flower right down here. That puts the echo in. Then you're going to put it all the way up. I would personally go all the way up to 0.200. Patty, that will work on your Destiny as well. Well, Nancy, on an embroidery machine, when you change a thread color for each step of the way, that tells the machine to stop and pause so you can clip threads or actually change the thread color. Whatever color the machine says, you don't have to sew in that color. That is just a tool that you can use to make the machine pause at certain points in the stitch out. On this particular one, it wouldn't matter because it's not a continuous line. Memory. Okay, there we go. Now we'll go to the Add button, IQ, this little stamp and pattern icon, little flower, number 4 from the left. So we just did there. And now I'm going to change this outline that has no stitches on it, I'm going to add stitches to it. So I'm going to go into the Line Properties menu. I'm going to change the color because right now it's black. By changing the color, I can see that I've actually made the line change by doing that. And I'm going to select this one and OK. And then I'm going to click on that. I don't think it changed. Oh, you have to turn on your bucket fill. There, the whole entire thing changed color. So now I can click on Next, and then Preview, and then OK, and then Set, and OK. Now this is a much larger pattern, so I'll be lucky to get maybe one or two more echoes around it. So I'm going to click on Edit and Size, and I want to select the resize. I want to select the stitch density resize, not just the plain resize. Click on that and OK. And now I'm going to go up here and click on Copy Paste, then Size, center it, click on the little dot in the center down here, and then this top icon on the right here, has the 4 arrows going out from the center that will equally resize that newest shape out. And that's as big as I can make it because that's the size hoop that I have.